Good morning, LKN. 8:34. Happy Monday to you. You know, a great staple in the community, Josh's Farmers Market. Been around a while, providing some of the freshest produce, some of the freshest ingredients, some of the a great experience. Beautiful flowers, too. You can put that right there in the center of the table there for the missus. Absolutely loves it. Josh Graham joins us in the studio this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning?
Good to have you back. Now, the first time we met, it was the big bad man taking over the town, and then now he's got a spot, and now it's Mamie's first time meeting you.
It's my first time meeting you, too. So
yeah, I feel like I've known you for a while.
I feel like I've known you, too, but it's great to actually meet you.
But there's something going on right now in North Carolina, House Bill 442, and it's an interesting conversation. We do want to bring in Monica, who's on the phone. She is from Miss Gina's Fresh Shrimp. Monica, good morning. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So Josh, kind of lead us into this conversation with Monica. House Bill 442. What is it generally saying, and then we can kind of pass it off to Monica at any point you want.
Well, so we make a trip to the coast every Thursday to load seafood, and I had heard about this bill prior to making that trip last Thursday, but I didn't really realize the repercussions that we would see if it went through, and so I started asking questions Thursday morning down there, talking to the Davises down in Sneads Ferry, and I could tell they were visually upset about this. And so I spent the entire trip back from the coast sort of reading into it and seeing what was taking place. And this was an original bill that the North Carolina House put forth to reopen flounder and red snapper for recreational guys,
which was a big conversation in general.
Has been for years, and I'm a flounder guy. We have a house in Hatteras Village and have fished there for 3 decades. And so I'm all for catching flounder and being able to keep them. But you definitely don't shut down an entire industry just to catch a couple of flounders. And it goes far deeper than that. But this was an original bill just for that. And it passed the House, went to the Senate, and the 11th hour, that's sort of a cliche in politics, but the 11th hour, I believe it was a Randolph County senator, Dave Craven, that presented this amendment to ban North Carolina shrimp trawling in your inside waters and within a half a mile from your North Carolina coast. And ironically, or what I find ironic about it is, you had a couple of other senators in the western part of the state where we're just coming off of Hurricane Helene, which was pretty devastating to that area. And they seconded this amendment by Craven to ban North Carolina shrimp trawling. And this is the same area that the eastern part of North Carolina sent resource after resource to help them out during their tough time with Helene. And there was 4 eastern North Carolina senators that strongly opposed this amendment, but they were pretty much shot down from the get-go, and by their constituents or by their fellow senators. And the bill passed, I think, 44-4, I believe it was. And so here we are, really 24 hours away from possibly seeing the end of North Carolina shrimping. And it's unfathomable to think that government can shut down an existing working traditional economy. And here we are.
Monica, I believe that there's been a conversation too about a study that was commissioned that was supposed to have in the results of it, some kind of thing like that. But give us your perspective, being on the coast with Miss Gina's Fresh Shrimp, and kind of what it's been like for you and the people you know in the circles.
Yes. Okay. So it was 41 senators that voted for it and 4 against it. I know that, Josh, you weren't quite sure about that number.
Thank you, ma'am.
And so this would be devastating to the community, to the Carteret County community. And the problem is, it's not just the Carteret County people. It's not just the shrimpers. It's the North Carolina consumer, and it is the diesel mechanics, and it's the processors and the restaurants. Just the trickle down effect would be huge. A couple of things that I want to add to what Josh said. He did a great job explaining how that all happened in the legislative process. But when he says that it was snuck in at the 11th hour, that amendment was drafted with no input from stakeholders, no input from the management agencies, the Division of Marine Fisheries, and just really went outside of the legislative process. When we went to the first Senate meeting, now we found out about this, and within the next day, I mean, my husband called me at 3:00 in the afternoon and said, "You got to go to Raleigh tomorrow. We have to do that. We have to go against this." And there were 17, I believe, people signed up to speak, and 4 people were given the opportunity. We were told that it was because we had to be out by 11. By 11:45, the room was still empty. So it was obvious that they didn't want to hear what we had to say. But that's our right as North Carolina citizens. And the way that this was done is what I think I have the biggest problem with out of anything, is that they thought they were going to sneak this in, and our boats could have been still out shrimping when they came in and found out that the industry had been shut down. It is not a 100% ban. It is all inside waters, and it's out to a half mile in the ocean. 75% of shrimp in North Carolina come from those inside waters. The remaining 25% comes from the ocean. However, shrimp, which is the species of shrimp that we catch in the ocean, is a shallow water species, and they hug the coastline as they migrate. And so are there shrimp outside of a half a mile? Yes, some, but it's not very many. And also the rocky bottom of our coastline, there's a lot of places that you can't shrimp outside of a half a mile. So to say that it's a total ban, I think, is 98% accurate. For the 80% of shrimpers that can't go in the ocean, it is a total ban. And for the rest of us, it's going to take so much away that how can we sustain a livelihood? How can we continue to work that? And so I think that is the stress of everyone down here in our county. I mean, this would be a huge blow to the commercial fishing industry.
75% of North Carolina is, from the shrimp being caught inland. That's not a little number, so certainly worth the conversation. Monica, what do you say to those that are on the other side saying that this is an environmental thing? Like, what is there anything that you've seen or anybody that you've talked to besides obviously the study? Still have to wait for the results of the official study. That's one thing that it hasn't come out yet.
Yes, and
go ahead.
The study, I just am a wealth of information, and I don't even know where to start with some of this.
There you go.
It's only a 2-hour show, Monica.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to make it quick. So in 21 to 22, legislation was put into place in the budget to allot approximately $1 million for a study of the health of our fisheries, the health of our habitats, what's affecting them, and then that was done to use for management. The $1 million study's goal was to provide information to use in the management of our fisheries. It compares how we are to other states. It compares how we're doing as a whole. So $1 million was paid. It's been in the works for 3 years. The study comes out on June 30th. Please tell me why we spent $1 million to get information to manage our fisheries, and now we're going to shut one down right before it comes out. I mean, that is absurd. Such a waste of taxpayer dollars, such an insult to the General Assembly and to North Carolina citizens. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around the fact that no one of those 41 senators thought that maybe we should wait for the information we just paid $1 million for. And I'm not talking about waiting years. I'm talking about waiting 10 days.
Monica,
that is absurd.
We only have a minute left, so I want to give everybody the opportunity. It's House Bill 442. Rattle off the House members that you recommend locally or around in your areas that people should call, those particular ones. Josh, I know you made that post as well,
Yes.
as far as the different representatives here, because that's really how you can affect change here. Is you can reach out to your representative that's in the House, and you can tell them that you do not want them to vote for this, if that's how you feel about it.
Right.
And that's how you really can make a difference, because they should be listening to their constituents. And if you want to be with the shrimpers on this, as far as Ms. Gina's with Josh's and everybody else that's going on in this industry, and there's obviously swift change trying to happen quickly, you can call your representative. Josh, what's that list?
Iredell County, Todd Carver, Jeff McNeely, Mitchell Setzer in Iredell County, Catawba County, Mitchell Setzer, Jay Adams. If you're in Cabarrus County, Jonathan Allman, Brian Echeverria, and Grant Campbell. Lincoln County, Heather Ryan.
And Monica, you have any list too of anybody that you think people should reach out to?
Everyone on the list of North Carolina representatives.
Yes.
I would tell people to call the other ones inland. The ones that have voted for us, leave them alone. They know this battle. Our coastal representatives know what's at stake. We got to go to them other ones that don't know about shrimping because they get the same vote. So this is not an issue. The science does not support that it's an environmental issue, and the science does not support that areas that are closed to shrimp trawling have better habitat or are not seeing a decline in habitat like those that are open for trawling. It's the same. We're losing habitat everywhere. It's not a shrimp trawl issue.
Exactly.
Monica, we so appreciate you. Josh, we appreciate you
Thank
both
you,
willing to
Thank
come
you,
in and
Monica.
talk. We'll keep we'll hopefully stay in touch about this and see where it goes. Thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you. Bye-bye.